Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello guys,
Halo,
how are you?
Good.
great.
Okay, so I'm Ricky Srianda as a presenter today. But before I share screen my presentations, I want to share one of the story in my town that I'm from in Aceh, but as an English teacher, I saw that one of the school in my country like use the technology because now we are living in technology. We as a teachers need to improve and building our skills that focus on the IO 4.0. So that's why from the story or my experience as a teacher, I really interesting to discuss about yeah, teaching English in the IR 4.0 or in this industrial revolutions 4.0. So here's where my presentations begins. So actually, in the sessions, we're gonna talk about table of contents. So the first one, education's IR 4.0, the innovative, goals of education's IR 4.0, and then the innovative methods in the IR 4.0 and the summary. So hopefully you will be full attention for my materials today. So now we're gonna talk about the introductions. So that I said it before, I chose this topic because we as an English teacher need to improve our skills, especially in the IO 4.0 in technology, because technology cannot replace teachers, but technology can help teachers in the learning process to make more wonderful and enjoyable for the students. So that's why I want to investigating the methods and the practical teaching learning in the classroom in the Industrial Revolution 4.0. So that's why my purpose is describing the impacts of teaching English in the IR 4.0 and the innovative methods in the classroom. So here, the first one, we're gonna talk about what about educations. IR 4.0. Do you know that education's what is, guys? Maybe yeah, April.
Yes.
Can you explain or what is education's IR 4.0?
Education is like it is like the methods that of teaching and learning of the schools and like the non-formal and informal environments
Yeah,
that it is related to the teachers and also the students.
yeah, that's great. So education uh, actually is education is the systematic process to improve or to make human being humans. So in the educations, of course, there are a teaching and yeah, they are teaching and the teachers. So in teaching is a method and interactive process that involves about students and teachers that April said it before, but uh, but but in the era we always it always the progress and the revolutions, so that's why after in the past teaching English, we move on to the industrial revolution 4.0, that the internet of things or IoT, robotic and other innovations are collectively referred to as the 4IR. So it means that Industry Revolution 4.0 refers to the evolutions of manufacturing and change productions management that's based on the Schwab 2016. So we can conclude that the teaching English in the IR 4.0 by using technology in the classroom. For example, you can use laptop or projector or radio or some webs that can improve your materials. So let's move on to about the about the goals of Education 4.0. So actually, in the Education 4.0 era, there are 10 students need or skills that really important for the students to have it. This is based on the Adnan et al. 2021 and Aziz this is typing 2019. So the first one is complex problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, management, coordinating with others, emotional intelligence, and the judgment and decisions making, service orientations, negotiations, and the last one, cognitive flexibility. So talking about the complex problem solving. Complex problem solving is that the students must mastery to find the solutions or to find the reason to make in one case. So in the complex problem solving, is it one of the important for the students? Because in Indonesia, this is based on my experience, the teachers always give one case so that the students need to analyze or give a solutions of the case. So critical thinking cannot separate it with the complex problem solving, because when the teachers give a case, the students need to critical thinking to elaborate their experience or their perspective. And the creativity is one of the skills, or we can call the behavior for the students to creative, maybe with developing ideas or give the reason and etc. And management time, so that students need to manage their time between their organizations and their responsibility as students. And the next one is coordinating with others. So not only for the interactions, the teachers need to coordinating with others, that like conversations or dialogues with others. And the next one, emotional intelligence. So we can realize that recently there are so many cases that like the criminalities of a student. So that's why during the learning process, the students can control their emotions, their perspective, and etc. It avoid that fighting for each other. So, and the next one is judgment and decision making. So the students, the teachers hopes that they can bring students to focus on their future career. So that's why as students can be able to making decisions making for what they want to do for the next sessions. And the service orientations is like how the students give the response for someone's like service, like the kind with someone's, or give the good respond with someone's. And the negotiation is one of the behavior of a student to develop their critical thinking, like how to be a good negotiation in case or something like that. And the next one is cognitive flexibility. It's related to the brains and the competency of a student. So here's that the 10 students skills in Education 4.0 era. So the next one is 4C of a student skills in the IO 4.0, not only about the 10 perceptions from Adnan et al., but we can conclude that critical thinking and problem solving skills, creativity and innovation skill, communication skills, and the next one is collaboration skills. So it called that 4C for students. So actually, in the Indonesia, there are top 3 student skills in 21st century in Indonesia. The first one is literacy skills. So literacy skills is divided into many types. like digital literacy, numerical literacy. So this is one of the goals of the Indonesian's government to improve the students' literacy skills. As we know that Indonesians are really the lowest, not the lowest, but lower than Thailand about the literacy skills. So that's why this is one of the collaborations between government and teachers to help to improve the literacy skills in Indonesia. And the second one is critical thinking and creativity. So critical thinking and creativity, that students need have critical thinking because they not only stay in the school, but they can move on the environments for their future career. So that's why critical thinking and creativity really need for students in the IA 4.0. And the last one is HOTS. So actually HOTS is collaborations with critical thinking. It means that when the teachers give assignment or questions for students, the teachers should design to be hot for students to identify or to analyzing the competency or the cognitive of a student. Students' cognitive. So, and the next one is teacher skills in the education 4.0 era. So as you know that there are so many types, but this is one according Wahyuni 2018 and Lati 2018. So teachers need to face the industry 4.0 era for, like friendly with technology, because now we are living in technology and collaborations. So collaboration, it means that the teachers cannot stand up themselves, but they can collaboration with a teacher and a teacher and a students, teacher and parents, or teachers and education or governments. And the next one is creative and taking risks. So the teacher should be brave to take a risk and think creative to make students give motivate to join the class. And the next one is teaching holistically. So beside the teacher as a teacher in the classroom, so the teacher should understanding about the student's background, and then the student needs and the student's weakness and the strengths. So for make the teacher and students more engaging and making good relationship each other. So the teacher cannot judge the students, one of the students that's stupid or smart, because the teachers can elaborate and can compare and looking for know that about the student's background. And the innovative methods in the education 4.0 era. So here's the teachers, the method. I think that I think that all of you know about the teacher's method in the IA 4.0 era. So they are a contextual learning, collaborative learning, student-centered, community integrated learning, technology-based learning. So I think that contextual learning, it's like the teacher can teach students based on their real world. And then student-centered, the teacher just only as the facilitator or just guide, and the full process in the classroom is controlled by students. And the next one is collaborative learning. Collaborative learning, it's according to Slavin, it's collaborative, it's the discussions that the teachers and students collaborate with each other, or students with students collaborate each other. So community integrated learning. So this is make students give responsibility for society or environment or surroundings. For example, in Indonesia tuh PKKPM in
PPKMB.
Ya, pengabdian masyarakat apa sih namanya?
Hmm.
Yang in the last our bachelor degree itu kan ada pengabdian masyarakat kan?
KKN.
Oh, KKN.
Nah, KKN. KKN is like community integrated learning. And the last one is technology based learning. Yeah, in this era, technology based learning. So, but before we next move a slide, I want to ask you guys, which one do you prefer as you are a teacher in the classroom? Contextual learning, student-centered, collaborative learning, or two others? Maybe one of you give comments.
I think I will like a student centers and collaborative learning and also technology based learning because it is like important. Now we live in the era that 4.0, right? Students must be a center, not just teachers that be a centers for the teaching and learning process.
Okay, so we can take a look the most popular teaching methods in Indonesia actually. So the highest is collaborative learning. Yeah, collaborative learning is 50%. And the second highest is contextual learning. It's 25%. And the next one, technology-based learning, is 15%. And the last one is student-centered is 10%. I think this is one of the most popular teaching methods because I interviewed some of my friends and they most used this method in the classroom. So here's the reason and here the results about the methods popular in the teaching methods in the classroom. So yeah, teaching approaches in the IO 4.0 have a goals or purpose. The first one, prepare children or students can able to work for which there is currently no work, and prepare children can able to solve problems for which problems have not yet arisen, and prepare students or children can able to use technology. So this is one of these are approaches or goals of teachers in the education's IR 4.0 era. So guys, I think that's all for my presentations. But before I close, I just want to summarize or conclude about my presentations that the era of the Industrial Revolution 4.0 era will have an impact on the role of the learning process, especially the role of teachers. So we can conclude that if a teacher's role remains as a conveyor of knowledge, then they will lose role in line with technological developments and change in learning methods. So I think that's all for my presentations, guys. Thank you for attention. Thank you for participating, and thank you for good answering from your perspective. So I think that's all, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wabarakatuh.
Jadi aku share screen sekarang ah.
Belum ku record, bentar. Belum ku matiin. Sabar. Nani, stop.